There isn't a bigger advertisement for Cardano right now than the self-destruction we're witnessing across the entire crypto landscape. Major liquidation events, stablecoins losing their pegs, blockchains literally being switched off and on, DeFi protocols holding centralized votes to take ownership of users' accounts, exchanges pausing withdrawals, and all the while Maxis of the so-called Apex and blue chip chains continue to search out loud for answers to the questions Cardano's already solved. Whilst it's moments like these that hurt everyone in crypto from a value and reputation perspective, I'd argue that it's events like the ones currently unfolding that are truly needed to ignite the engine of change. When the dust settles this time round, I don't think it's going to be like any of the market corrections that have gone before. What I see playing out, as regulation clarity is formed, institutional inflows get the green light, and the majority turn their attention for a safe haven in crypto, Cardano is going to make a bigger impact, disrupting Bitcoin and Ethereum's monopoly party in more ways than just the superior tech. Welcome back for today's instalment of Cardano Insights, delivering a fast-paced bite-sized roundup of the all-important Cardano news and ecosystem content from the past 72 hours. Join me as I explore exactly what's been happening at the very pulse of Cardano, so let's get straight into it. Firstly, and since the Vasil hard fork is right around the corner, I thought I'd start off by covering a story that got posted on Friday evening by Crypto Magazine. It was doing the rounds on Twitter, so you may have seen it already, but it makes the claims that according to a prominent insider, the likelihood of the Vasil upgrade taking place on time is becoming increasingly unlikely. From what I can see, this looks to be a real poor attempt at fudding the Vasil upgrade. The article not only attacks Chalres for being unapproachable, but also makes claims of insider trading off the back of the build-up to the event. Apparently Crypto Magazine reached out to members of IOG and the Cardano Foundation for comment, and Ben O'Hanlon, head of community at IOG, when asked for comment on the as of yet unannounced delays of the Vasil hard fork, replied lol, adding that he thought the question itself was a joke. IOG have continually maintained the same stance that the proposed date for Vasil is always going to be determined by all the moving parts coming together, and only if they're 100% satisfied with both the code quality and effects it will have on the DApp ecosystem will they then actually fork the Vasil upgrade. From the recent mid-month update, as we covered on this channel, the code quality is already of a real high standard, and with extremely small amount of bugs at the last count. From my understanding, it's making sure that all the working dApps are not adversely affected by the upgrade, and if this takes a little while longer than first anticipated to get right, then I'm sure the majority of the Cardano community would agree that any postponement to the hard fork would be healthy and responsible. In addition, there's a major difference between postponing an upgrade to ensure DApp infrastructure is not adversely affected to delaying an upgrade altogether because the code is not complete or bug-ridden. Remember, this is the first time such a major upgrade is happening with functioning dApps already deployed with users and value being transacted daily. We need to be patient and accept no matter the outcome, there are no guarantees, and the most important thing is to prevent major disruption on chain and ensure a smooth hard fork as and when it occurs. A week is a long time in crypto, and who knows where we'll be at the next evaluation point this coming Friday. Until we hear any confirmation from IOG themselves, I think taking articles like this with a pinch of salt is definitely wise. Now, from a news story with little substance to one coming directly from the horse's mouth. Over the weekend, we got this from Solend, who are a self-proclaimed decentralized algorithmic lending and borrowing protocol on Solana that boasts over 1 billion in deposits. They recently made everyone aware that they ran into a problem, explaining to the Solend community that the largest user on the Solend platform, who deposited 5.7 million in Solana, approximately $170 million in value, and borrowed 108 million of stablecoin, which makes up 25% of the TVL of the protocol, has a liquidation price of around $22. So in essence, if the price of Solana was to fall another $10 or so, this position would be liquidated. So why is that a problem? Well, the platform doesn't have the DEX liquidity to handle a sale of this size, which would cause catastrophic outcomes for both the platform itself and would result in a cascading effect on the load of the Solana network. So to remedy this, the protocol put forward a vote to the community that would temporarily take control of the user's account via a new smart contract and grant emergency powers so the liquidation of the whale's account could be executed OTC, and then revoked again once the whale's account reaches a safe level. Now this in itself goes against all principles of decentralized finance. Where a protocol can summon a community to vote against another user within that community, this in no way represents decentralization. But what makes it even worse, it took the power of one vote to reach the threshold in favour of the vote passing. This is not my idea of governance, and as you may have expected, caused an onslaught of criticism aimed at the Solend team. So much so that in turn they invalidated the initial proposal and put forward a new proposal that does not involve invoking emergency powers to take over a user's account. So this, for clarity, also passed. So if I've understood it all correctly, it will go to a third proposal for a definitive outcome. For me, whilst I don't have much sympathy for whales operating like this, with such obscene amounts of borrowing, centralized voting on such matters should never be considered in a decentralized protocol, and does not instill any confidence in the platform's users. From one Solend DApp changing the goalpost in light of market conditions, to one on Ethereum doing exactly the same, only this time with the temporary removal of the very feature that FOMO'd and captured many of its users to begin with. This is Bancor. They bill themselves as the ultimate DeFi liquidity solution, the best place for passive income, with instant impermanent loss protection when you stake your tokens. Well, today they announced that due to the hostile market conditions, Bancor's impermanent loss protection is temporarily going to be paused, stating impermanent loss protection will be reactivated on the protocol as the market stabilises. So it would seem that such an innovative product like protection from impermanent loss was designed without consideration of the potential market volatility that we all know is present in crypto markets. The very reason users suffer from impermanent loss is because of market volatility. So to widely advertise a product only to switch it off when the market conditions are not favourable would raise alarm bells for anyone that's thinking of interacting with a platform like this. This further amplifies the distrust that's breeding across the crypto and DeFi space right now, and as I've mentioned before, is undoubtedly going to lead to many in search for a safer, more transparent ecosystem to interact with when it comes to decentralized finance. I've linked the Bancor announcement and full Medium article clarifying their position in the description below. It's on days like today, where major dApps on Solana and Ethereum have their shortcomings broadcast to the world, that we should all acknowledge the need for dApp certification. Whilst dApp certification doesn't prevent bad actors, mistakes or oversights occurring, leading to users paying the price, it offers more transparency in the security of a protocol, leading to more informed decision making for the end user, who ultimately has the final responsibility. As discussed previously on this channel, we're well aware now that IOG is leading the way in launching a certified dApp store for the Cardano ecosystem. Over the weekend we got this great insight to the audit and certification workshop held in Barcelona in May. The workshop itself was attended by various leading audit companies, Cardano dApp developers and members from IOG to exchange ideas, get feedback from the Cardano community, and raise the profile of audit and certification. Two of the key takeaways I got from this video in terms of auditing were that IOG have built, with the audit community, a best practice guidelines for what audit consists of to help auditors understand what's required from them when conducting the audit, and for developers to understand how best to prepare for the audit. And also the introduction of automated testing at building services, so they can automatically test dApps that are submitted to the dApp store that IOG is building, so information can be presented about the level of assurance promised to the end user about dApps that they intend on interacting with. Be sure to go check the full video linked in the description, where you also see some great short interviews with some of the dApp and audit developers from MLabs, SundaySwap, KubeCoin and Runtime Verification, and also hear from Simon Thompson, Technical Project Director at IOG. Finally, into a unique collaboration and relationship that seems to keep growing in the form of Chalres, Snoop Dogg and Champ. We all know that Snoop Dogg and his son Champ collaborated with Clay Nation and took part in a great Twitter space with Chalres recently. But on Friday it seems that Snoop and Champ are taking it to another level, with this tweet letting Chalres know that he was featured on Champ and Snoop's new track, Bron and Bronny. Snoop Dogg shouts out Chalres, ADA and Clay Nation, and as if this wasn't a big enough deal, but Champ also reached out to Chalres stating that they'll be shooting the music video and would love to have him feature in it. And Chalres did respond encouragingly, writing, "Let's figure it out." I don't know about you, but I'd love to see Chalres do this, so watch this space I guess. Whilst many of the naysayers have already billed this collaboration as paid, it's anything but. You can hear the enthusiasm in Snoop and Champ when it comes to blockchain, and more importantly Cardano, and I think it's clear, like us and the whole Cardano community, they also value the mission of the project, and I think it's great that Cardano's been able to attract high profile artists organically in this respect. I guess for now Ethereum will have to stick with Vitalik when it comes to rapping about ETH.
Proof of stake is hard, but what I do know is when we learn a shard, we'll change the whole game, though. E2.0, yo! E2.0, yo! E2.0, yo!
So that's it for another installment of Cardano Insights. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found value in the content, and if you did, please be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back soon with your daily roundup, and until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.